You're welcome to today's class. Today we are going to look at memory layout. The last class I taught you storage classes, right? So understanding the memory layout of storage classes in C is one of the important key in understanding how C works behind the hood. So today I'm going to show you memory layout. But to explain the memory layout, I'm going to teach you the two incarnations of main function. I have been using main function in my program, but I've been using just one incarnation of main function. So today I'm going to teach you the second one, right? So memory layout in C is like this, which I demonstrated in the last class. We have something like this. Now, when you write your program, the operating system is going to load it into the memory when you try to execute. So the first part is what? Is command line argument, right? The second part is what? Is environment variable. You know, faith without work is dead, but that work has to take place on the platform. So that is what you call environment. So this one, we have the stack, we have the heap. Here we have on initialize data segment. Then here we have initialized data segment. And then here we have the code / text segment. So this is higher memory, this is lower memory. I am going to write the two incarnations. So the first incarnation of main function is like this. I'll say int main. Then inside this bracket, I'm going to say int argument counter. Then in char is a character pointer, arc v. Then this. Usually there is the third one, which is what? The environmental variable. But the operating system usually hide that. So let's just stick to this. Then the second incarnation is what? Int main, which is the one I've been using, void. Right? So these are the two incarnations of main function. So today, to demonstrate this command line argument, I'm going to teach you this first part. So without wasting much time, let's write our code. Now let's say I write something like this. Include stdio.h. So this command line argument using the first incarnation of main, which is where you are having parameter supply. Think of that one as the time before the fall of man. And think of the second one as after the fall of man. So in this first one, I will say int main. Then inside it, I will supply two arguments, arc c. This is the argument counter. So it's going to count how many arguments is supplied to this main function. And to return an integer value. That's why it's having integer value. While the second one is character pointer. So arc v, right? So you can see this is my main function. Now this arc v is what? List of arrays that will contain the number of characters that will be supplied to this main. While this arc v are what? Arrays of pointers that are pointing to what? To each address of those strings that you will supply. So if I supply something like C is powerful. This is my argument. So what would this int argc return? This one will return the counter. So the counter will be 1, 2, 3. But the program name, when you write your source code, you are going to save it with a name. So that program name is the first parameter that is supplied. So it will return 4. So the program name is argv0, right? Why this one will be what? argv1. This one will be what? argv2. This one will be what? argv3. So total will be what? 4. So that is what this argument counter will return, and you have to store it in the stack. While the parameters, which is this parameter that I'm going to supply, will be coming from the what? Command line argument. So it will be supplied to what? To your main function before your soul, or before your source code is loaded into the memory at runtime. So it will be supplied before runtime. So that's why I said the argument is given before the fall of man. Function is written, an argument is supplied. So when you run your program, it's predestinated. So that is what I am telling you. So let's continue with our code. So its main argument, then inside here, I will say print f, double quote, total argument, percentage d/n, then you supply argc, right? So that is what I will have there. Then to print them out on the screen, I want to see what I'm going to supply. If I supply C is powerful, how to print it out on the screen? I will use a for loop. Then I will declare a variable int I, and I will assign 0 to it. Then I will write my condition. I've taught you for loop. I less than argc, because argc is going to return whatever count argc will return. So I must be less than that. So I plus. Then inside this my function, I will say printf. I want to print out each of them. So that would be argument. So argument percentage d, right? Percentage s slash n, comma. So for this percentage d is what? I. Then for this percentage s, because it's returning a string literal, will be what? argv I. So it should have been down, right? So I'm closing. Then I'll close this one. Then I'll write return 0. Then I'll close this here. So this is my program. Now, when I supply, so I will show you how to supply the parameters inside code blocks. Once you supply the parameter inside code block and you ask your program to run, then it will print out total argument. It will print out total argument 4. And then it will print out each of them. So it will print out arguments 0, which is what? The first one, I equals to 0. I less than 4, that is true. It will come in, argument 0. Then it will go to this argv0, and it will print out the path where the file is stored. So it will print out the file name, the path to the file name. That is what it will print out as argument 0. Then argument 1 will print out C. So if I supply C is powerful, so it will print out argument 1. it will print out C. Argument 2, it will print out is. Then argument 3, it will print out powerful. So that's what it's going to print out. But the arguments are coming from what? The command line argument. So this is how you use this incarnation of what? C. In the next class, I will teach you how to use this concept to add two values together. So let's go to code blocks. Let me demonstrate this for you to see. Now I have written the program. So this is the program, and using the first incarnation of main function. So without supplying the parameters to this, if I execute this function, it's just going to tell me total argument to be what? 1. Because that will just take the name of this program, this act demo, that will be the name, and it will show me the path to it. So let's execute it and see. Now, if I execute this, compile and run, see, total argument 1, and it's showing me the path to what? The act demo. Okay, now I will come to what? Project, and set program argument. So inside this place, I will supply C is powerful. Then I will OK it. I'm going to run this program again now and see what the output will be. When I execute this again, see, it's giving me how many? Total argument 4. Then the first argument 0 is giving me the path to my file. And then argument 1 is what? C. Argument 2 is what? Is. And argument 3 is what? Powerful. So that is what I want to show you in this class. So till we see in the next class. Bye-bye.